Okay, my beloved brand, I promised you. Listen, I know stars when I see stars. I told
Eh,
Krista Joseph, the head writer of Lucha Underground, this is the next big thing. I'm not being selfish. You sign up for the VIP area for a reason. And for moments like this, I want to bring on my beautiful guest, my vivacious guest. I'm going to let you soak her in. Chris, please bring up Melissa Santos.
Hi. How are you in?
Melissa, we're gonna take it in for like 5 seconds, and then I'll get with the questioning. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Melissa, thank you so much, for joining us. We covered a little bit about Lucha Underground in the interview for the Swerve. Now I want to talk a little bit more about you and concentrate on you and your career. Now, were you raised in California?
I was. That's yeah, raised in California. Not very common to have people who live in California if they want to pursue even acting, because that's how I started in this industry as an actress and a dancer. But I am. I'm from West Covina, California.
So you've been studying then to be an actress for some time now, I would think. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. As a kid, I was a dancer. Then I went to LA to classes. I took classes at different studios, Ivana Chubbuck Studios, and where Halle Berry went to school, and just been just working on my craft, just learning different things and absorbing. And 4 years ago, I competed in a Spanish. It's like kind of like a pageant in Latin America on Univision, and that's what propelled me and got me more jobs, and that's how I continued and ended up here. So as a ring announcer and a wrestler, actually.
Yeah, Melissa, there was a little clip. There's like a little reel on you for about a minute and a half if you just Google your name. And I saw you. I mean, you were on some dance show or something. And when you say you're a dancer, I mean you're not fooling around. You are a professional dancer as well. Would you consider yourself a dancer first or an actress first?
Well, I danced first. So as a child, that was my first love, but I can do both. But I just love it. I love the art, so I can't really say that I love one thing more than the other. It's a different type of expression in itself. So it just depends on the job, the situation.
Hey,
But I love it.
Melissa, I got to ask you something. Being that you're out in LA, and I mean, it's the whole acting thing, it's the whole West Coast thing, it's the whole LA thing. I got to ask you this question, and I'm asking you seriously because there's not many people I'm going to have on this show that's going to be able to answer this for me. But Melissa, somebody as, I mean, just stunning, as you are, when
Yeah,
it
thank
when
you.
it comes to Hollywood and wanting to be an actress, is that more of a blessing or a curse? Like, in other words, when you go in for an audition and they see just how drop dead gorgeous you are, is that a hindrance to people taking you seriously as a trained actor, or does that really open more doors for you?
It depends. If I go into a casting and they're looking for a look, a lot of times I'm going to go in for because of what I look like. They don't know, they haven't seen me really act, or maybe they just saw a clip of something. It could be good and bad because people automatically think that when you look a certain way, you're going to think a certain way. You're going to lack certain level of intelligence. You're going to just sound like that's like your beauty is the only thing that you worked on, so you lack everything else. So yeah, it can be when they're just looking at you. If I were to sit there and maybe not speak, then maybe, but I'm not that girl. So when I do start having a conversation or I start opening up, I believe that I come across as someone that has some substance, some level of intelligence that will actually make me being part of a project a better thing for whoever's hiring me. So it could be good and bad. It's just how you handle yourself, I think.
Hey, Melissa, I got to ask you a question. And again, I'm seriously asking these questions because I don't know. And I'm a big Hollywood
You
mark.
better
I'm a
be
big
seriously asking, Vince. You
yeah,
better.
Yeah, I'm a
I like
big movie mark and all that. You know, the whole, you always hear when it comes to beautiful women, you always hear of, the casting couch and all those horror stories in
Mhm,
Hollywood. Is
mhm.
there any truth to that, or is that stuff just really over exaggerated?
It's over exaggerated. It's over exaggerated. I mean, I can tell you, I didn't get this job because there was a casting couch. I got a job because I have an agent, and my agent sent me in, and I happen to. Even though it's wrestling, it's Hollywood. This is wrestling in Hollywood. I didn't have to do any extracurricular activities in order to get this job.
Yeah, no, you know what, Melissa, that's not. I know you wouldn't because I can
Yeah.
already
No,
tell.
no, no.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're doing it, but I'm just even. It's just being. It just. I know that's a question that people ask me all the time,
yeah, no,
and
yeah,
um,
not,
and
not.
it's been over like it's embellished. It's like I'm sure there are people that maybe meet a producer and they like each, and there's some kind of interest, and yeah, the girl might date him because he is in that world, but many times the only people who really understand how to handle you in your relationship is someone who's in that world. It's very hard to date people who are, I guess you could say, regular civilians because they don't understand. So it's not necessarily you hooking up with the producer because you want the job, but it's because they understand your job and they respect it on a different level.
Yeah, and also too, Melissa. Yeah, just a couple things I'm going to give you a little advice on because I've been in the business for 23 years. You're just starting out here with Lucha. You were a little late for the interview because at the last minute you had to take your brother to the airport. Listen, your brother has to understand you're a big star now. You can't be driving people to airports, doing people favors. You need to be picked
I
up
should
at your
get
door in a
driven.
limo, taken to the next location. You got to tell your brother, listen, he's got to get a ride from one of his friends. You can't be picking people up at the airport anymore. You want me to tell him?
I know. Tell
Hey,
him.
hey, Melissa.
My roommate's here right now, and she's like, "Oh, I'm telling him right now. I'm telling him right now."
Yeah,
I
you
just,
can't.
family's really important to me. I don't see my family as often as I'd like. So that's why I had no idea it was gonna take that long. So I am so sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but he can't. He's got to understand now. You're a big star. We
I need the
can't be.
driver. You wanna come help me, Vince?
Oh, please don't. Hey, don't give me a heart attack now. It's hard enough me looking at you through a computer screen. If I'm seeing you in person, you're going to give me a heart attack over here.
Are you gonna come watch Lucha ever?
Yeah, I want to come. I want to come in February. I was talking to Chris about that. I want to come down there in February. I want to hang out a couple of days and see how the whole system works.
That would be great. We'd love to have you there.
Hey, Melissa, I got to ask you this question. So you're a dancer and spectacular dancer. I've seen your work. You're an actress. I know you. Yeah, I looked up a couple of your films, online. But now, how does that turn into? Okay, now I'm going to train to be a wrestler.
The performance aspect of wrestling. I enjoyed it. I was also like I'm very athletic. I was in water polo. I did some like weightlifting. I love athletics, and it just worked. It's I don't know how to explain it. I took the first bump and I liked it. I just liked it. I
Now,
liked the pain of it.
oh boy, here we go. Okay, listen, let's
I'm like,
forget
it's
she
a
said
good
that. Now,
pain. I like this. This is good. I can do this. I'm somehow masochistic right now, but I
please,
like.
please. Hey, listen, my heart ain't what it used to be now, Melissa. Please. Now, let me ask you this. Now, when you're auditioning for the ring, now you are auditioning for the ring announcer spot at Lucha. Is that correct?
I did audition, yes.
Do they know you're a worker at that point? Do you tell them that, or do they think you're just coming in as a ring announcer?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean actually we're at wrestling?
Yeah. Do they know you can wrestle at
Oh
when
yeah, yeah. That was, I think, one of the reasons why they might have hired me because I'm a wrestler, and who knows what can happen. Don't piss off the ring announcer.
Now, I got to ask you this, Melissa, because we talked about it a little bit on the Swerve. Hey, these women in Lucha Underground, they're the real deal. I'm telling you, I have not seen a woman on that screen that wouldn't kick my rear end. We didn't even talk about this one, Melissa. The one behind you that I kind of got my eye on a little bit, this Inverness.
Oh, which one? Ivelisse?
Evilise, this Evilise,
Yeah.
because you know what, Melissa, I
Puerto
think I'd let
Rico,
her. Yeah,
Latina.
I think I'd let her beat me up, and I think I'd like it.
I think I'd let her beat me up too.
Okay. Now that's my next question to you now, Melissa. You train to be a wrestler. I
Yeah,
saw a little clip of you,
yeah,
very good with David McLean from Glow, who I'm a big fan of. These
yeah.
girls are serious, though. I mean, at Lucha, this isn't the type of women wrestling you see on WWE or TNA. These freaking girls are, I mean, just ridiculous. Do you
Amazing.
think if you ever took that step, and yeah, listen, you have to. I would assume you have to. I know Chris will create the storyline. I know it'll be great TV, but these girls are very physical and very competitive. Do you think you can compete with them on their level?
Definitely. Definitely. I'm not currently training right now. However, given my background and given that I already know how to wrestle, and I'm not as acrobatic as some of these girls, but I definitely have what it takes. I also do jujitsu, Muay Thai. I stay, moving. If I ever had to take that step, I definitely have some kind of a heads up, and I go back into a little bit of training. But if I had to do that, I'm ready for it. That
Well,
would be exciting.
Well, you're in a perfect spot because some of
Yeah.
these athletes in Lucha Underground on the El Rey Wednesday night, some of the greatest athletes in the world, to be able to train with them and have them, teach you the ropes, so to speak. You're in a perfect position.
And they're great. They're very open to that. Everyone really wants this promotion to succeed, and I feel that it is. I'm biased, So, what do you think about it? What do you think people are saying? I can ask you that.
Melissa, you want me to be honest with you? You want me to tell you what I'm afraid of? I'll be totally honest with
Yes.
you. First of all,
Yeah. Of
I
course.
love the
Of course.
product. I'm a big fan of anything new. Even if it doesn't work, you
Hmm.
tried something new, and I love it. This is what I'm concerned about. I'll be honest with you. Years and years and years ago, I pitched that I wanted the show to be shot in film, just like you guys are shooting Lucha Underground. You shoot it in film, which gives it a different look and a different feel. We were never able to do that though because it's very, very expensive to produce. So
Hmm.
I know from episode to episode, you're spending a lot of money producing that type of a show with that type of quality on film. I also know it's going to take a little while, word of mouth, for people to know where El Rey is and for people to know what you're doing. I know it's going to take a little while to build an audience. There's nobody that's going to watch your show and not like it. No, no way. So they're going to see the show, they're going to like it, but it takes a while to build an audience. So that's my concern, knowing how expensive and first class the production is the company going to be able to afford those production values while they're still building an audience? That's my biggest concern. What do you think about that?
I don't know how they're. I know that there's a lot of sponsorship that goes into stuff like this. I know there's investors. I know acquisitions and all that. It's not really my department, so I have no idea. However, I feel with the fact that now we have the show on Charter. I feel like people are. It's creating interest, and that interest is going to in turn bring in capital. So I really don't know how that back end of the business works, but think I think we're gonna be okay. I really feel like people are really responding well to the show, and as long as the fans are involved and we're getting those ratings, I think we're gonna be okay. And we have people like you promoting it and letting people know that this show is out there, and you're excited. Everyone else is gonna feel that excitement. It's kind of like a domino effect,
Well,
and that's what we're trying to do. So,
yeah, Melissa, I mean this. You can't
uh-huh.
watch your show and not like it. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't. If you're a wrestling fan and you watch Lucha, you find it on El Rey. And what was the other network you mentioned?
Unimas, which is Univision's cable network. So you can watch it in Spanish. I dub my own voice on that show. So you won't see my face as much because it's I'm basically dubbing myself, and so they do different camera angles. But you can watch the wrestling, and everything's basically the same except it's in Spanish. So, and we have with Vampiro is actually in Spanish doing the commenting, the commentator position, and then you have another guy from Mexico. I forget his name, but I don't watch it as much in English or in Spanish, but that's your
Melissa,
option, and you'll get subtitles. So if you don't speak Spanish, then you can just watch it that way.
Melissa, listen again. I gotta say something. I'm gonna be 54 this month. I'm harmless. I'm married for 31 years over here. But when you use that Spanish accent, can you say something to me in Spanish?
¿Qué quieres que te diga en español?
Okay, let's get back to this interview. Now, Melissa, I got to listen. You know what I love about this, Lucha? And I want to get your feel on this. I've worked for 3 major companies in wrestling, the WWE, WCW, and TNA. Melissa, it would not fly for girls to compete with guys.
Why is that? Why?
Yeah,
Do people?
well, because the guys would protest. The guys would not want to do it. The guys would never in a million years, sell the moves of the girls. It just wouldn't happen here in the United States on that level. I was blown away when I saw Chavo Guerrera selling for this sexy star, she was Hulk Hogan. Is there ever? I mean, can you explain that to me? The guys and the gals work so well together, and that's not the norm. Why do you think that is?
They want it. We want this to succeed. It's just there's a passion there that I feel like if you were to come and be on set, you'd see this. You'd feel it. There's something about what's happening there that we all want it so bad. Then why not sell it? Like if he's not selling it, I don't want to watch it. It's all about that. I feel like wrestling's missing that too. People are a little, I feel like it's a little selfish. Like we're not selfish there. You got to make that look good. In order for it to look good, you got to sell for the other person. You got to make that a show. So.
And like I said, man, when I was watching, Sexy Star compete with the guys, and they were so professional in putting her over, by the time the match was coming to the end, I forgot I was watching a female perform. I thought it was another one of the guys. And that's coming from somebody that's been watching wrestling for 40 years. So I give all the credit in the world, not only to the girls, but to the guys that are in the ring with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Chavo's great. I mean, he's been there. I'm sure you know Chavo for a while now, so he's been doing this forever. He comes from a family of, who were in the business. So, yeah, I love Chavo.
I love Chavo too, but Melissa, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you this question. Now, you're single, correct?
I'm newly single, actually.
Were you married or just dating?
Dating.
So you're single now, and you're in the locker room with these Chavos and these Conans and these Vampiros. I know all these guys. I'm a little concerned there, Melissa. Now, for a low cost, I can come in. I can be the personal bodyguard. I go wherever you go. I'll wear the sunglasses and the earpiece, because you in the locker room around with these guys, I'm a little worried about this now. Can you please ease my mind?
So my roommate is like listening to this right now. She's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of her. She's fine." It's good. I can handle myself. I'm pretty tough, and they're great. They're great. I don't know if they're just selling that they're like that. I doubt it. They're amazing. They're really good people. They're extra nice to me. I can't really say anything bad about them. They're great. I mean, I would never say anything bad regardless, but they're gentlemen. So I don't, I heard that maybe wrestlers can be not, they can be kind of, how do I say this? They can be kind of, what men, men are men, and they can be a little forward, and they kind of, flirty, and I don't know, like, it kind of in your face with like their manness, but I don't get that from the guys. They're respectful. They work with me. We make it happen. So nothing yet.
Listen, I got to ask you this question because you're kind of teasing us with it now. You keep talking about this roommate. Does this roommate look anything like you?
She's actually cute, but completely covered in a sick and in a blanket right now. So.
We can't see what this roommate looks like.
She's really sick.
Now, Melissa, can I ask you listen?
We've a picture somewhere. Maybe I can show you. But she's a little sick
we've
right now.
Obviously established a relationship now. I think you would call us good friends. So, can I ask you a personal question? Can I ask you a personal question? You know that little photo you use for yourself on Twitter? There's that little photo of you there.
Which one? Let me see.
You're wearing a very, very short dress, and I'm not sure who you're with.
Is it blue?
Yeah, kind of blue, purplish.
Am I with a guy?
Yeah, you're with a guy in the picture. Obviously, it's a wrestler. It's on your Twitter account. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me see what you're talking about. Let's see.
And you know who else I'm a big fan of, Melissa? This Pimpinella. This Pimpinella guy.
Pimpinella's awesome. Pimpinella's awesome.
Now, do you see the picture?
It's a blue one. It's, oh, maybe. Am I with another girl or a guy?
No, just a guy. A guy.
I think that might be me and Danny Trejo.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's who it is. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. I got it. Melissa, I got to ask you this question. I don't mean to be out of line. Okay, but the dress is very short, right? And I don't know if it's an optical illusion or what, but it looks like tattoos are coming out from under the skirt that are on your. Do you have tattoos on your thighs?
No, I don't. It's just it's just the skirt, I think.
Yeah, thank God, because listen.
Exactly. It's your creative imagination.
Yeah, listen, hey Melissa, the tattoos would have put me over the edge. You know, so like I'm glad they don't exist.
You didn't tattoo somewhere.
Okay, listen.
A little piece somewhere.
Now, Melissa, I want you to promise me, because I know you're going to go on to big things and you're going to be a huge star and somebody's going to discover you.
God hear that. God first, God willing that's something that happens, you know.
It is going to happen. I know, but listen, you can't forget you came on this show early on, and I don't want to be able to.
You're actually the first podcast, the first one. You popped my cherry.
Oh. Listen, let's forget that. Wipe that off the slate right there. But Melissa, when you're in the movie with the Brad Pitt and the Angelina Jolie and all that, don't forget me. Don't forget Vince Russo was the one that discovered you.
Of course not, Vince. How can I? Look at the face. I can't. It's done.
Listen, Melissa, I'm so happy that you joined us here. I'm genuinely excited for your promotion. I'm not kidding around. I love this show. I love talking about the show. I want to bring more people on the show. I want to get the word out there. I want to grow the audience as soon as possible. So, again, Melissa, just tell the fans out there. I'd rather you tell them because you use that Spanish accent. I go crazy out of my mind. Where can they see this show?
They can see it every Wednesday on El Rey Network, on Unimas, which is the Spanish network. It depends, I guess, what cable or what station, what you have at home, but El Rey Network, brand new network, and Unimas. I believe Charter has a DirecTV and Time Warner, but we're opening up other avenues pretty soon, so it's going to be everywhere.
Well, and Melissa, listen, I want to thank you for coming on. You showed all my VIP members that I was honest in what I was talking about. But listen, tell your brother, though, no more pickups or rides to the airport. Listen, you're a big star now. You got to know in your mind you're a big star. Send a limo to pick him up. Let him pay for the bill. You don't have to pay for it, but you can't be doing anything. We are on the cusp of stardom here.
We are.
Well,
I want
thank you.
Say hi to all your fans, or all our fans now. So
yeah, all our fans. And the next time you come on, we're good. Your roommate is going to make a personal appearance, correct?
Yes, she is.
Well, listen, Melissa Santos.
She's my best friend and my roommate. So
next time we're going to bring her on.
She knows a lot of secrets about me, actually.
I do.
I'll bring her on without you. But anyway, Melissa, thank you so much for
you.
joining us. I wish you all the success in the world. You're a great girl. You got your head on straight, and I see nothing but big things for you in the future.
Thank you. Un beso. Thank you.
Oh God, thank you. See you later, Melissa.
Bye.